Hey everybody, I'm sorry I'm a little blurry. I don't really care because I'm tooting my own horn tonight. Um, and it's not about what I look like or don't look like, or that I am in my pajamas or that I'm laying in a bed or anything like that. This is going to be a Dee Dee story. You're going to learn about who I am. Somebody inspired this today. I'm not going to get into the details, but I started thinking about stuff, all of these doxing things going on. And I thought, well, there's all these false things being said about me. And I know I'm not those things. So I was really down on myself. I was like, well, am I those things? Do I say those things? Do I do those things? Blah, blah, blah. What are those things? And you can just drive yourself crazy thinking like that. So it dawned on me. I thought, you know what? None of those things is who I am. And I know who I am. And I'm going to get on here. I'm going to tell everybody who I am. I'm going to tell you kind of a Dee Dee story, like about my life. Just because I have nothing better to talk about today, then yes, I'm talking about me. And you know what? I always talk about how you need to love your neighbor as yourself. So therefore, you need to love yourself. So this is a way of kind of celebrating myself simply because I can. Because God made a pretty special person in me, even though people are envious, jealous, angry, resentful, or whatever, and want to paint me in a bad light. I know who I am, and I like who I am, and I've always strived all my life to be a decent person and kind person and to treat people the way I want to be treated, basically. So, from the time I was born, I was a fighter. I was born with basically premature. Carmi, you're not making this live very easy. You're like right in my face. Lay down. Hi, just me. There's no Matt in here. It's just me. I think he's sleeping in the other room. It's more like Carmine and Dee Dee. All right. So I was born very sickly child, I guess, and I was in oxygen for quite a bit of time. And pretty much, I guess, fighting for my life in a sense, really. I don't really know all the ramifications of what all went on or whatever. I just know my mom said that I was born and needed to be in oxygen. Now, years later, a psychiatrist that I saw back in the day for some depression and anxiety and stuff said to me, I think you have petit mal seizures. I think that they just went undiagnosed and you've been having petit mal seizures since you were born, probably since that whole incident where you were in oxygen. You've been having these little mini seizures and nobody ever diagnosed it or caught it or whatever. And that made sense because there were a lot of times where I would do what was called zoning out. Like I would be there doing whatever, I don't know, in school or whatever. And all of a sudden, bam, I would just like zone out and then I'd come back. And it was weird. And it's happened all my life. It still kind of happens from time to time, these little petty mall things. So it's possible, but that's what he said was my problem. Um, but as a person, after I started growing up as a little person, I was very shy. I would go and hide from people. I was not a people person at all. In fact, my cousins would be playing like pool and ping pong and running around the basement of my grandparents' house. And where would little Laura Beth be? I would be sitting under the ping pong table or the pool table or somewhere in the corner of the room with a table over my head, just sitting there away from everybody, trying to stay away from everybody. I didn't like loud noises. I didn't like a lot of people in one room. I definitely did not like the crosstalk back and forth across the table. You know, Uncle so and so would be talking to Grandpa about this, and then Auntie so and so would be talking to Mom about that. And I would run and hide. I just did not like a lot of commotion. So I was very shy. In kindergarten, I was the smallest child in my class. I was very, very small. I was about the size or height, I guess you'd say, of a little 2-year old in kindergarten. I was the shortest one and the tiniest one. So I kind of got lost in the shuffle, I guess you would say. I was a very naughty little girl though in kindergarten. I remember I spent a lot of time mouthing off to the teacher and ending up in the corner a lot. I was very much a rebel from the time I was little. And I just remember that. I remember having to lay on towels and go to sleep and stuff. We had to bring like kind of like bath towels. I don't think I was preemie, but I was very tiny. I'd have to ask my mom that. I was like 6 pounds something. I don't know if that's a preemie. I doubt it though. Anyway, so I'd go to sleep on my towel. I remember we had these little bags that were made of towel material, like terry cloth bags, and we'd pop our little towel in there. I don't remember if I had a pillow, probably not. So then we'd lay down and we'd take our naps, and I remember that. And I just remember a lot of playtime and stuff in kindergarten. There was a little bit of learning. We had these like yellow sheets of paper with green lines and then dotted lines in between the green lines. And we had these big fat pencils, like, because we had like little chubby hands. So I guess they didn't think we could handle like the thin pencils. So it gives us these big, fat, thick pencils to write with. I remember that. That's all I remember kind of about kindergarten. For first grade, I started noticing boys, and I had this little boy I liked. His name was Dominic. And I remember he would go to the drinking fountain and he would take a sip out of the drinking fountain and then he'd smooch me in between, like drink, smooch, drink, smooch. And I really liked him a lot. And that was when I first started noticing, oh, there are boys here, and I kind of like boys. That was first grade. Second grade, I started learning shame. Um, there was one time I had to use the restroom, and the teacher would not let me, and I ended up basically going to the restroom in my seat, and everybody made fun of me, and I was very humiliated. I went to my auntie's house, and she gave me clean change of clothes from her daughters, my cousins, so all was well. But it was really humiliating. I remember that, and it was very frustrating. I remember when the teacher said, "Are you done with your test?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, you can go to the bathroom now." And I was like, "It's too late. I already went." So, and I just remember that feeling of warmth and wet and embarrassment. So that was second grade. Third grade, I had a favorite teacher that adored me, and she was like, my mom adored her, and they were friends. And I was teacher's pet. I got away with so much stuff in that grade, in third grade. And I would ask if I had to do homework like everybody else. She'd say, "No, it's okay. You can let it go." It was terrible. She played favorites, and I was the favorite. Um, Fourth grade, I got my taste of everything does not always go the way you want, and you're not always going to be the teacher's pet. We had another teacher that she was all right with me, but she was a little mean. And she insisted that I do the homework like everybody had to do. I did not get preferential treatment in fourth grade. I can't remember much about fifth grade, but in sixth grade, we transferred schools, and that was rough because I didn't know anybody. I remember this one girl, Peggy, coming out and grabbing me by the hand and saying, "Oh, come on, I'll show you around." And she like rushed me off to this classroom away from my mom. And I was like, "Who is this crazy girl? I don't know where she's taking me." Anyhow, I got really acclimated to this school really fast. However, back home at my other school, my best friend stole my boyfriend. She just waited till I was out of there, and next thing I knew, she was talking to me about how she was dating John. I was like, "What? He's my boyfriend. Why are you taking my boyfriend?" Well, he couldn't be my boyfriend long distance, obviously. So it really wasn't my boyfriend, but yeah, it was a shock to my system. Um, so I was mad at her. So that was my first taste of envy and jealousy, and like, I can't have him because I moved away, but you can't have him either. That kind of thing, that envy, jealousy thing. So, yeah, this was all my maturing years, learning the truth of life, that everything is not exactly the way you want it all the time, and it's not. So then, that was sixth grade. Seventh grade was a pretty good year. I enjoyed seventh grade. I really enjoyed eighth grade. I was in a musical at the school. Um, It was very enjoyable. I had a really favorite teacher. Um, Her name was Miss Zamrock. I don't mind saying her name, but she was wonderful. I wished everybody could have had her. She was kind of a new agey type teacher in a way. She had like an afro, and she's a white lady. She had an afro, and she was just really down to earth and fun loving and just a really enjoyable teacher. I had a blast with her, and she led the musical. So everybody's real involved in the musical, and she just really, I don't know, I can't rave about her enough. I think she's passed by now, but um I loved her. And the musical was it was a Jesus type musical, and we each had really important roles. My role was to sing Day by Day, I think, and Morning Has Broken, and it was beautiful. It was a really powerful musical. One of the guys, his name was Anthony Martino. He played Jesus, and his best friend in real life played Judas. His name was Ron Lasky. And the next year, when we all came back to school after the summer vacation, my friend Mary said, "Did you hear what happened to Anthony?" And I'm like, "No, what happened to Anthony?" "Well, he's dead, and so is Ron." And I'm like, "What?" Anthony played Jesus, which obviously died in the play. Ron played Judas in the play, which also obviously died. So it's kind of weird. It was like a kind of an eerie feeling like these people that played these roles are actually they lived out those roles, you know what I mean? So trying to figure out who called my phone. Hang on a second. Okay. Um it was sad and I didn't want to believe her at all. Because Anthony was the type of person that was so kind to people. Even like this little girl that had a crush on him and would follow him around the schoolyard. Hey, Mommy Mars. Um, he would just like give her a hug just to make her feel good. And it was like, oh, thank you, Just Me. It was just so beautiful how if Jesus could have been in the flesh, Anthony would have been Jesus. Seriously, he was that wonderful. And I only got to know him that year before he ended up dying. He had an aneurysm in his brain. He was swimming one day, I guess, and he got out of the pool and said he didn't feel good. Yeah, like they really died. Yeah. And I guess they rushed him to the hospital, but he was dead on arrival before he even got to the hospital. Meanwhile, his best friend Ron ends up shooting himself in the head. Apparently, his sister had cancer, and then I think he found out he had cancer, or maybe he found out Anthony died. I can't remember. But yeah, they like really died, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, "These are my friends. I go to school with these people." No, that's really I learned a lot of real painful harsh lessons about life that were very, very unpleasant lessons to learn as a child. Even I wasn't really a child, as an adolescent, but nonetheless. Um, and then I saw it in the newspaper, pictures of Anthony and Ron, and I was like, it's really true. They're not going to be at school this year. They're not around anymore. And it was just so freaky because, like I said, Anthony was Jesus, Ron was Judas. Both of them died. Judas killed himself. Jesus was killed. It was just weird, very weird. Um, so that was eighth grade. And then ninth grade, I ended up going to a Catholic school. And I was talking to one of the nuns that was like my homeroom teacher. We were talking about child abuse, and she had brought up the topic about discipline and things like that. And I said, "Well, my daddy hits me, and sometimes he hits me really hard." And she pulled me aside after the class and said, "Well, you need to talk to me more about this." And so I did. Next thing I know, child welfare's called on my father. And child welfare, the company where not company, but the business, the child welfare office, was right across the street from my grandpa, who was in politics. So my mom was like, "Well, why did you do this? Don't you realize grandpa works right near that office?" And I'm like, "I was just saying dad spanked me. I didn't see any big deal with it." She's like, "Well, now we're going to have to possibly transfer you out of that school," which was fine because I did not fit in with the Catholic um higher up girls, the ones that were all preppy and just so I just never felt comfortable around that. So I ended up going to a public school at that point, which is where I became a Christian, accepted the Lord, did the salvation prayer, etc. Um, and that was that first year in junior high, which would have been ninth grade. So, like the second half of ninth grade, was really hard for me. I felt really rejected and alone and lonely. I didn't know anybody. Nobody really kind of bonded with me except this one girl. And then she kind of wasn't my friend after a while. I think that was the hardest year of my high school years was ninth grade when I just did not know anybody. 10th grade was wonderful. I had a crush on my English teacher. Oh my gosh. He was a redhead. And very he was like a father figure. He would stay after school, after class. Well, after school, actually. I'd come in after school and he would talk to me about all the problems I was having in my home because my dad was paranoid schizophrenic, OCD, OCPD, bipolar, and all kinds of stuff. And he would take me kind of under his wing and talk to me after school and kind of be like a father figure. And then I kind of wanted him all to myself. And he would like snap at me and say, "There's other people here that need my help too. You're gonna have to just wait." And it hurt my feelings. It crushed me. This person I admire so much just yelled at me. So that hurt me bad. Um, oh, by the way, in the Catholic school, there was a favorite teacher there too, Mrs. Hall. She was my Spanish teacher. I adored that woman. She was so good to me. She was a mother figure. So mother figure the first part of it, and then when I transferred over, I had a father figure. Okay, so then that was 10th grade, and then 11th grade, um, I still had him. I think he was still my teacher in 11th grade. But I was starting to kind of branch out and look at actual boys like my age at that point, and I had some crushes, and I had some broken heart situations where the guys didn't like me, they liked the other girls and that kind of stuff in 11th grade. So then 12th grade, that was graduation year, and I remember I helped out a lot in the office in 7th and 8th grade, and I ended up earning a scholarship from my graduation from 8th grade. Or I'm sorry, my graduation from high school is what I meant to say. Um Basically, it was called the highest outstanding girl student in a technical area award. And it was a staff scholarship. It was $1,000 towards your college or whatever. And I remember I was sitting next to Mary, my best friend at the time. She's reading the program of the graduation and she's like, "You're getting an award." I'm like, "What? Come on. No, I'm serious. You are getting an award." I'm like, "I don't believe you." Because Mary's always joking about everything. She was just like that. She was a goofball. And I did not believe her, no matter how many times she told me, "No, no, no, your name is here. Look, look right here." Finally, I look in the program. I'm like, "Wow, that's weird. What am I getting this scholarship for? I didn't do anything special. I wasn't on the teams and all that, the drama club or anything like that." So I was really shocked. Sure enough, the time came. They called my name, handed me the scholarship, $1,000 to any school of my choice or whatever I wanted to use it for. So I went up and got my scholarship, and I was like all impressed and amazed and in awe. It was awesome. So that was 12th grade. And then it came time to go to college. Well, my mom is one who really believes in a good education. So she's like, "Well, what are you going to go and do at college?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for college. I don't know what I want to do, Mom. I don't know." She's like, "Well, occupational therapy is a good class. You should do that." So I went to college. I went through like a couple classes. Some of them were like in a big auditorium, and it was overwhelming. It was like, I am not ready for this. What is going on here? I lived at a college and I attended a college. Well, I got into some really bad habits with male figures, and I ended up pregnant by one of them. And in this college, if you got pregnant, you had to, well, they either aborted or they would give their babies up for adoption or they would leave the college because they did not allow you to have babies and raise them there at the college. And the weird thing was, I was so busy in this little fantasy life with all these guys that it never occurred to me, oh, gee, if I'm doing this activity, I could end up pregnant. I didn't even think of it. I did not think of anything about consequences of doing those activities. So sure enough, I end up pregnant. And at that point I chose life for my baby. I did not have an abortion. And that's that baby Carol that you've seen come in, the 33-year-old baby, who's not a baby anymore. But I chose life for her, and she's doing well now, obviously. But I felt very alone because I really didn't know how I was going to raise her. So God kind of moved some things around, and I moved in with a lady that I call my foster mom now. She taught me how to raise children. Um, God set everything up, and He's good like that. He does that. Um, oh, I gotcha, just me. You're probably right about that. So anyhow, I gave birth to baby Carol, and I lived with my foster parents that God arranged the whole thing to be put together. And I met my first husband. Now, when I was married to my first husband, it was 23 years I was married to him. The type of person I was as a young adult, I was 21 years old. So from 21 to well into my 30s, I think. I can't add that well, but 21 plus whatever, 23 or what, however you add that up, or 21 to 23, I guess. I don't know. Anyhow, or 21 years for, or 21 years old, but married for 23 years is what I'm trying to say. Sorry. Math is not something that comes easy to me. So, however old I was from 21, count 23 years later, that's how old I was when I divorced him. While I was married to him, the type of person I was, we would have like this one lady came and lived in the duplex or whatever it is down below us. She didn't have anything. I gave her towels, I gave her pots and pans, I gave her clothes. I gave my heart out to this woman and became her friend and helped her out with her kids and all kinds of stuff like that. I was a good-hearted person. There wasn't anything I wouldn't give to somebody in need. That's the kind of person I am. That's my tooting my own horn. Um, thank you, just me. So yeah, I was 44. That sounds about right. So that's the kind of person I was back then. And I had a friend named Jeannie who she had to move out of her apartment complex and called me like out of the blue. I dropped everything. I drove over there. I helped her move all her stuff out and move into a new apartment without any questions asked. I just dropped what I was doing and bam, I was there. That's just how it was. And if she needed help with her kids, I dropped everything. I went and babysat for her. I'm just like that. And then after that, well, the whole divorce thing happened in 2010, and I had to learn how to budget money and be independent, and that was scary and hard, but I learned it. And then I lived in a homeless shelter, a couple of them, and then a domestic violence shelter that I had to earn my way into. So another type of person I am is the type of person that believes that there's a reason for everything, and I knew that if I could get into a good, safe area, like a home or something, then I could better my life. So I'm kind of a positive thinker. So I wrote this essay and they told me that I could come and live at this place, that I earned the right to do that. I even got to speak at one point about how that place was helping me and how it could help other girls. And there was like a question and answer thing afterwards. It was all these older people there to listen to this thing. And I got chosen out of all the people in the whole complex to give this speech about this group. So that was kind of fun. But I spoke very highly of the group and how they helped me and everything. So people were pretty impressed with it, and it put it in a very good light. They wrote me a thank you note about, thank you so much for sharing about how this group has helped you. And we were really impressed. You're very well spoken. So that was nice. And I also got to sing at one of the shelters. I pulled my keyboard out and sang for them. some songs that were really meaningful to my heart. A Hillsong song, actually, and everybody was just like stunned. Their mouth kind of hit the floor. They were amazed that I had a voice like I did, and so that was pretty cool. After that shelter, then I met my second ex-husband. Well, at the time, he became my husband, and he was learning disabled. And well, you know the whole story about that. I'm not going to get into the details, but when I was with him, I tried to get along with everybody, like in his family. I tried to become family because that's how I am. I wanted to be part of that, and none of them really accepted me. Like maybe two of them, and those two still talk to me and don't have any issues with me. But I've always tried to be like kind to people, befriend people, try to kind of blend in with what everybody's doing in the group and all that stuff. So, oh, that's fine, Mommy Mars. So after that, when he went to jail and all that stuff happened and went down, I had to again be on my own and learn how to survive. Hi, could you be wrong? And so I did. Um, so then I met my current husband, and it was hard because he didn't really connect that well with me. He's very quiet. He's kind of a loner. I had to kind of pull him out of his shell, but I didn't mind doing that. I was the type of person that I would do whatever I could to help somebody and fix somebody's problems. And so I kind of, yeah, the Reese's was delicious. I didn't eat all of it. I just had one bite of it. Um, so I don't know. I just always believed in the good in people. I believed that everybody was inherently good, unless proven otherwise. But we all had a soul and a spirit, and we are basically good natured people that sometimes did bad things, but basically we were all good. And that's kind of how I lived my life, was treating people as if they were wonderful. After that, I went to some churches and stuff in there in the inner years, whatever. And I had a lot of problems in churches, a lot. Not because I'm a bad person, but because I saw things that looked very hypocritical and I called them on it. I'm one who will do that occasionally when I need to. So I'm kind of a in your face person a little bit, but I don't like confrontations like just where somebody says, I want to come and talk to you about this, and you just like your heart's pounding and you're like, no, I don't wanna go in there, especially if you're gonna be ganged up on by more than one person. That used to happen quite a bit, especially at churches with me. So anyhow, yeah. So that was that part of my life. So I meet Matthew, pull him out of his shell. We have all the problems we told you about. But through it all, I really have just I've been people's rides. Like when they couldn't get somewhere and they didn't have a car, I'd drop everything and do that. I would mow their lawns, I would carry groceries. That's me. I am not anybody that would harm anybody. I'm not somebody that would mistreat somebody or abuse them. That's not me. And that is some of the stuff with the doxing that they put out there, is that you're this terrible person and you would do such and such or whatever. That's why I'm tooting my own horn, because I'm letting you know who I am and who I'm not. So basically, that's it on that part, which brings me up to Matthew, which you already know about. We weathered a bunch of storms together, he and I, and I'm thankful for that. Um, I just wanted y'all to know that I really am a good person. I'm not whatever the heck you're hearing out there on the internet, and I know there's plenty out there. Yes, I love to belly dance. No, I don't belly dance as fast as that one video showed me doing it. Yikes. Um, I love my kitty cats. I've had many, many cats. I've had some dogs. That's me. I love animals. I love children. I love people that have issues like behavior problems or whatever. I can work with that. I can love them in spite of their issues. That's me. I'm not anybody that would harm somebody. I just don't do that. I wouldn't. And at least I would not knowingly harm somebody. I there might be something that people would consider harmful that I would maybe do without thinking, because to me, what's harmful to me may not be the same as somebody else. But for the most part, I'm a good, altruistic, empathic, compassionate person that just really wants everybody to get along just fine without a bunch of riffraff going on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is to know me, well, maybe not love me, but it might be to be interested in what I have to say. I think I'm a pretty interesting person, and I think that I'm a pretty positive person, and I try to lead people in positive ways. Unfortunately, when you are on the internet or even in society, you are open to all kinds of scrutiny, and you leave yourself open like that when you come on here. You really do. People can say any manner of stuff against you. And they can dox you. They can get your address, your name, your phone number, where you live, blah, blah, blah. It's not hard to do. And you get doxxed. And it's rough. But the important thing, which I'm telling myself right now, and that's why I'm doing this live, is that I am a decent person. I'm not all these things that these doxing people are saying. Thank you, just me. Um, yeah, so I guess that's it for me. Just crime? I don't know anything about just crime. I wasn't a true crime channel or a drama channel at all. So I've been through a lot though. So I went from shy to really hurt a lot in my life. My stepdad passed away, my grandmother and grandfather passed away, and all of that loss took a toll on me. That was really hard. Um, Oh, I know Could You Be Wrong? The hate level is off the charts. I just don't get why people lie about people. I don't. Maybe jealousy, envy, I don't know. Probably the case. I have no reason to feel bad about myself. And that's what my husband told me today with this whole doxing thing. He said, you know, anything anybody would have said about you, it had to be a lie because I know who you are and you know who you are and you know what you stand for and how you do things. So anything that anybody's saying in a doxing situation is a lie, period. So I needed to hear that. And I guess that's pretty much what I came on to tell you is that you don't have to be afraid of me. If you're wondering, you know, is this person for real? Maybe you're new here. I don't know. I'm for real. I'm as real as it gets. And if somebody confronts me and says, "Hey, you did this or that," and they can bring it to my attention and show me or tell me or whatever, I'll say, "Oh my gosh, I did do that, you know. I'm so sorry," or "I didn't mean it to look that way," or "I didn't mean it to seem that way," or whatever. And people on here have done that many times. Some people in real life have done it. I won't deny it. If I'm confronted and you can show me and I can see, "Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have done that," or whatever, I'm going to say, yeah, you're right. Gosh, that was a really crappy thing for me to do, you know? Yeah, 8th grade was enjoyable for me, but the other grades were tough for me. So anyhow, I don't know. I needed to give myself a pep talk tonight. So basically I'm doing that in front of my um friends, audience, whatever, viewers here. And I just wanted to do that. I just wanted to say, this is me, this is me. Kind of like that song, This Is Me. Yeah. Sometimes it's okay to do that. It's okay to just say, here I am. This is what is real. And that other stuff you're hearing is not. And I do want you to know this. You can come to me and say, hey, Dee Dee, I heard on another channel somebody saying such and such about you. I will answer you honestly and say, well, they're right. Yeah, that's true. Or I'll answer you honestly and say, yeah, right. No, I wish. Or no, not true. I would love for people to come and bring me stuff that people say about me, so I can clarify it and say, this is the truth about that. That would be so helpful to me, actually. So if you're in another room, you hear my name coming up, any room, because there's plenty of rooms that talk about me. Um, oh, thank you, Linda. Just bring it to me. Bring it to my attention. And you will always get the truth as best of my ability as I can give it to you, rather than wonder who I am or hear something about me. I did say the other day that I would rather have people talk behind my back about me or hate on me behind my back. It's not about that. I'm just saying specific things that you hear and you want to know, well, what's up with this? I have no problem telling you as long as it's not a topic that I consider that needs to stay offline. And we talked about that earlier. Yes, I took that video down. I just didn't see a reason to leave it up there. Um, I do occasionally pull videos down just because I feel there may be something in that I really don't want online long term. So that kind of thing. So if you'll promise me that, and please do that, come to me with whatever you've heard about me, and I will either refute it or agree with it. Thank you, just me. I try. I mean, I have nothing to hide. I really am not malicious. I'm not somebody that would hurt somebody, like I said. And yeah, I feel like I got to be defensive today for some reason. Well, I have reasons, but I just, I'm so tired of people believing things about me that aren't true. And I feel like I have a right and a responsibility to set that record straight. So, on that note, has anybody heard anything flying around about me that maybe you're like, well, I don't know. Is that really how that happened? Did she really say that or do that? Was she with those people? Blah blah blah. Um, just let me know. Let me know. That's all I'm asking. Yeah, I try to keep it calm. I was talking to somebody today, and we were discussing, should I just go in private and just make like a private room and only have certain people in it. And I'll tell you why I don't do that. That would be the easiest thing to do to avoid all this doxing stuff. And then just like don't allow the video to be embedded. The reason I don't do that is because I love it that new people can come in here and find a place where they can hang out without all the goofy stuff that's in a lot of the other channels. I'm not saying that having drama and stuff is terrible, because there's a time and a place for it. And some channels, that is what they are about. Some channels are about crime, some channels are about crafting, and that's okay. This channel is about just, I don't know, realism, self help, others help, I don't know, life coaching, psychology. It's whatever it is. But it's definitely not meant to. Oh, no, I wasn't talking about Facebook. I was talking about finding out a way to make a private room on YouTube. But that eliminates new people from coming in. So what I decided to do was, when I see some kind of riffraff person come in here and they're asking weird cryptic questions or something doesn't make sense, I will just handle that. I'll delete, I will time out, I will boot out, whatever I need to do. Report them, because I'm not dealing with it. Yeah. I saw the belly dancing video. That was pretty funny. I think that was Sour But Tasty, maybe, or no, Sheeple. That's from Sheeple. People are sheeple, or sheeple are people, or something like that. And I laughed. I thought, yeah, if only I could move that fast. My hips don't sway that fast. That would be crazy fun. But no, I just had to laugh about that though. Um, So yeah, I mean, if that's all you've heard or seen, cool. But like I said, if you ever do hear or see something, bring it to me. And we could even make, like if I get enough people coming to me in email or whatever and saying, "Hey, Dee Dee, I heard something said about you," I'll open up a live video and address those things that you heard. So you don't have to be sitting there wondering, is this true or is it not true? Um, I don't know. I guess that's all I had to say. Um, right. So do you have questions about what was said? That's what I'm asking. Could you be wrong? Start asking me questions like, "Hey, I heard blah 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 about you. Is that true?" Or ask me specific questions. Dee Dee, did this happen? Or Dee Dee, did you say this? I have no issue with that. Please ask me if you have anything, because that's how I am. I'm just going to be blatantly honest with you. I can tell you that I've been asked by my husband to only trust certain people with very personal information, and there's only two people. I'm not going to say who they are. They know who they are. It's not that I won't trust anybody like about other things, but as far as trusting two people with everything, there will only be those two people and they will remain anonymous. They know who they are. I know who they are. And that will be it. That way, if something happens, that stuff goes flying around YouTube, I will know to go back to those two people and say, aha, I know that it was you because I never told another single soul other than the two of you. So which one is it? That's how that'll go down. I know, Mommy Murs. Those good old clickbait titles, huh? On the channel. Yeah. I like some good documentaries too. They're pretty enjoyable. So I guess that was pretty much all I had to say. But if you have anything to add or something you want to talk about, you feel free and let me know. We can do it. It is Friday night, I'm pretty sure. So we are on Friday night live with Dee Dee for however long that lasts. It's not going to be 12 hours, I can tell you that. Dee Dee is pretty tired right now. I am going to get up and walk a minute. I'm kind of feeling a little bit hungry. I haven't really had any substantial food today. Just a little bit of tuna fish earlier. Which video was that, Mommy Mars? I took a video down, so that's probably why it didn't let you comment. I'm not dirty deleting, as they call it, but I am deleting things that I think are beneficial to not be left up. This peanut butter cup is amazing. I probably should have some vegetables today. Honey, Matthew, I will have to remove your comment, sir. That was not appropriate for my chat room. I think you're in the wrong one. We don't talk about those things, honey. Oh, sorry, Vicky. You were behind in chat. I'll go up and read your comment again, Vicky. The nuns and teachers were great at the Catholic school you went to. I read that. Oh my gosh. Oh geez. Aw. Wow, that's weird. Young too. You remember in third grade standing in the corner, your friend standing in the opposite corner because you were laughing. Yeah, I know all about that. Anyhow, I'm going to make up these vegetables because I need some vegetables in my diet. 5 minutes. Why it says 5 minutes? It's way more than 5 minutes on these. They take more than that. You always got caught. Me too, Vicky. All the time. Didn't matter who was doing what. It always came down on my head in the end. And it feels like that in life lately. No matter how much good I try to do, somebody's always speaking negative about me, saying I did something I didn't do. Things come up and bite me in the booty. Seriously. That's why I said, um, I'm just really just trusting two people from now on. That was Matthew's idea, and I think it's a really great idea. Hi, buddy. Hi, boy. And my cats. I'm going to trust them too. Because they don't talk, so I don't have to worry about anything flapping around about me from my cats. They are a safe bet to trust. Yes. Good idea, Kermit. Are you hungry, boy? You need some food, guy. Come on, guy. Come on. All the way. All the way. Thank you. Hang on, y'all. I gotta get this kitty some food. Here, guy. No, I'm not putting it on the floor because the dude man is not supposed to eat any of that. Come on, come up here. Go up on there. I'm not putting it there. No, we'll put it right here where you can eat it. Right there. There. There you go, guy. Get to it. All right. You can wait, dude. I just fed you earlier. You can only eat once in a while. Yes, it is crazy, but easy. Lana Del Rey has a tattoo that says, "Trust no one." No, I did not watch Young and Beautiful. Who is Lana Del Rey? Why does that name sound really familiar to me? Oh, okay. Yeah, send me a link. I'll check it out. Oh, she's a singer. Okay. What does she sing? Would I know it? Would I be familiar with it at all? You'll have to wait a minute, dude. I have to get Carmi back outside before I feed you or he'll eat your food. Hmm. Okay, just me. I'll check it out. Or Mommy Mars, I should say. Interesting. Hmm. I'm trying to think of what I want with my vegetables. Yeah, Vicky, I hear you there. I understand. If I didn't have a channel right now already, I probably wouldn't start up a channel. But I've had my channel since 2008, so I really don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon, anyway. At some point, it'll all end, but right now, it's still going. The cat. Oh, it's so in my way. Oh, wow, pepperoni. I didn't even know I had it. Yeah, a few. Want me to bring you some? Hang on, y'all. I can bring them in some pepperoni. Yes, Red Ruby, I am. The honeymooners? Yeah, kind of. I could see that. One of these days, Alice. Pow! Right in the kisser. Oh, Ralph. That was a good show. A funny show. I know. It was a good show, but like now, there probably would be a lot more vile and vulgar than it was back then. Back then, like people would bicker with each other, like couples, and you knew they loved each other. Like the honeymooners, Flintstones argued all the time, the husband and wife, but yet it always ended up where they came back together and they loved each other. Now everything is so full of that intense drama and negativity. There's not a whole lot of love to be felt anymore. Oh, Matthew. Such a goof. You and your money. They'll be talking about you asking for money next, honey. It'll be all over the internet. Matthew doesn't care. He's autistic. What does he care, right, honey? Autistic people don't care about proper etiquette and all that shit. They're just like, give me your money. Actually, Dee Dee's getting ready to eat. I am. I'm actually making some vegetables with a little bit of pepperoni, a little bit of mozzarella cheese, because I happen to find a string cheese here that I'm going to break up and put in with it. Yes, that's a big Reese peanut butter cup. What do I think of the royal family? I don't. I don't really need to think of the royal family because they don't affect my life any, honestly. Now, I used to watch like Lady Diana and stuff before she was Princess Diana, and I thought it was really devastating when she died. And I think it was all set up, to be honest with you. I don't think it was an accident. I mean, it was an accident, but it was a planned accident. That's what I believe about it. Yeah, I have watched some documentaries, definitely. Prince Charles, he was a shady little shyster. Oh my gosh. Shady. Shady as they come. And it just seems like everything is all about pleasing the Queen Mother. Captain Crunch cereal. Everything's about pleasing the matriarch. The Queen ain't happy, ain't nobody happy type of thing. And Diana was all about trying to please that Queen, and nothing she did ever pleased her. Poor Diana. She just constantly felt like a failure. Never good enough for Prince Charles, obviously, because Prince had his eye on somebody else the whole time. Sad. Sad, sad. Well, the higher ups in the monarchy are just really dangerous people. Real dangerous people. You don't want to cross them, that's for sure. I know all about matriarchal things, especially lately. Camilla. Yeah, Camilla. Diana should have just stayed with her family and lived the simple, quiet life, you know? Stay away from that monarchy stuff, but she didn't know. It was all set up anyway. Come here, boy. What? Yeah, she loved those children. There's no doubt. Right. I know what you're saying, just me, about the worship that goes to the royal family. It is weirdly fascinating. That's a good way to put it. That is for sure. Well, it's weirdly fascinating because we're not used to, somebody that's that high up and has everything given to them like that and wears fancy clothes and always has to look just so and all that jazz. No, I know. And I don't think it is earned, Vicky, honestly. It's just something that's given to them, like you said, by birthright. They're born into it. Have you ever seen Princess Diaries? Like, that's kind of a fun movie that kind of depicts what royalty might be like, I guess. I enjoy that movie. Red Ruby. She'd rather have a Reese's. That's true, Vicky. I think a lot of them would prefer not to be born into the royal family. It's too much demand on you. You always have to be just so and wear your hair a certain way and dress a certain way because you're under constant scrutiny by society. Their society, anyway. Everybody's watching you. Yeah, I'm bowing to people. Well, and that society that viewpoint is the same in lots of different things. Could I show them the Reese's? Yeah, or the Reese's? Yeah. This is the cup it comes in. This is the Reese's. I ate like just this part of it. Mm-mm-mm. It is huge. Gigi's not going to eat the whole thing tonight. Gigi took a good chunk out of it. Mm-mm-mm. Delicious. For sure. Yeah, we got that at our local supermarket. Is that seriously my flax I've been looking for? No. Bottom drawer left. Okay, thank you. Oh, it is. Okay, honey. I never saw one like that either. There's only $1 at our store. Every once in a while, they have these awesome sales, and then we go nuts with the dollar sales because we might have like a couple dollars left over. Hope you're not dating yourself, as Matthew would say. That would just be weird if you're dating yourself. But I know what you mean. Are you telling your age and how old you were? I get it. Yeah, only $1. Oh, I haven't showed you the other stuff I got for only $1. Matthew and I were just talking about what I going to show you for all this stuff. This looks kind of fun and kind of complicated. It's a 500-piece puzzle. It's called a Puzzle Escape. And you actually color the puzzle pieces. I don't know if you can see that there are pieces there, kind of. And then you put it together. So I'm going to do that eventually here at some point. I don't know how it's going to work out, but we'll find out, I guess. I don't know how good these markers are either. They look kind of cheap to me. So I may have to buy some more markers before the whole thing's done. I know we have markers. But I mean, if the other ones are dried out, is what I meant. Oh, I'll get some rest. How long will it take me to finish what? The peanut butter cup or the, what do you call it? The puzzle. Mm-hmm. Do you want any of these vegetables? Yeah, it's different. I've never seen anything like that. And then, of course, the Reese's cup was the other thing we got. What else did we get? Oh, this wonderful thing. Matthew bought me this planner type thing. And it's called the 5-Star Advance Planner. And it has, well, of course, the calendar in it. And then you got your name, your address, your emergency information, all the different holidays of the year right here. And this is for like classes and stuff if you're in classes. But dates to remember, and then you got your calendars for each. Oh, I just noticed it's 2018. Lovely. Oh well, I'll have to kind of improvise a little bit on that part. But the 2019 is in the back. That's why it was $1. They're pushing them out. 2018 is over with. I'll just have to start with it in the back, and I'll just use the other pages to draw on or something. This was $1. Just $1. It was another one on sale, so it was just a cart like with dollar stuff in it. So we just sifted through it and looked at it. They had other stuff in there, like they had a Halloween pillow that was supposed to light up, but the lighting part on it didn't work anymore. Um, yeah, well, this wasn't a dollar store. This was our market, supermarket. So I was pretty happy with this little idea. And then it gives you this little tabby thing here. I guess it's a piece of, I don't know what that is, stretchy elastic. You put your pencil in there so you can have it with you, which is helpful for me to have a pen at all times. Oh, you and your Reese cups, could you be wrong? And then it tells you like states of the United States and what their nickname is, what their cities are. Oh, even in the back, it gives you the periodic table, like of chemicals and stuff. Not that I'd ever need that, but it's kind of cool to have it anyway. Tells you how to do fractions, how to convert inches to millimeters, and all that jazz. So it's kind of a nifty little thing for $1, I guess. It's something else to write in. I love to write, so. Oh, that's fine, Vicky. You go for it. Play with those emojis. All right, I am going to take a minute and feed my husband and myself. Freaking tired. I'm getting very tired, y'all. Very, very tired. It's getting late for me and almost time for bed. I have not done my dishes yet. Should do my dishes, but I'm too tired to. Be right back. All right, get a spoon for me. I'm gonna eat while I talk. Oh, oh boy, Vicky. I know, right? What kind of person do we have here? Putting knives and all kinds of creepy things up there on the board. Oh well. It's all good, Vicky. I won't judge. I know sometimes computers and phones have a mind of their own. Oh, hi, Tammy. Thank you for calling me beautiful. Right now, I'm your hungry friend, Dee Dee. By the way, I fully expect my channel things that I say tonight to be copied later on in a video. Nah, I know, Tammy. Me too. Not much I can do about it. You don't like it. I'm sorry. It's because of the dressing I put in it.
You could make me some more cappuccino. Thank you.
Are you hungry or just thirsty?
I'm just thirsty, baby.
Okay.
I just woke up. I had a really long day today. I had a really long day today.
Yeah, I bet. Me too, as you know. But you've been super supportive of me through it all.
I don't know, being supportive and smart
It's draining.
Sure, it's freaking exhausting.
It is exhausting. No, I'm really not worried about it, Vicky. It's all good. Okay, Lindsay. You go ahead and lurk on with it there, girl. And unpacking groceries. I'm gonna make my husband some cappuccino. like the powdered kind. I'm feeling like there's something I'm craving, but I don't know what it is. No, I did not see that. How sad. It's awful. Mm, it's all right. Could you be wrong? I've heard it. It's not like a favorite or anything. Okay, Vicky. You're fine by me. That's really sad about that little baby. How people can be so cruel to hurt a child or a baby. Mm, awful. Yeah, Malia Davis. There's some very disturbed folks in this world, you know. Yeah, I heard about that at Virginia Beach. There was another shooting. Actually, I read it. I saw it online. God be with those people's families and with the people, if there were any people that lived. Terrible. Possibly just me. It was very possible. Mm, very sad. Sad anytime anybody's killed like that. It's terrible. Mm. It was an accident. I hear you. Could you be wrong? And my channel is neither true crime nor drama. Hi, Sue. Sue Soul Sister. Love us, Soul Sister. How's it going, Sue? Wow. Hi, Kim. Yeah, it's a refuge. Thank you. It's a Petra. The Bible talks about a place of refuge called Petra. My room is Petra. Petra Palace. Petra Palace for picky people. Taking my vitamins for energy, metabolism, bone, and immune support. Vitafusion. I know. Rest in peace, little baby. Jeez. Sickles. Sickles, sickles. Honey, don't forget you got this ham out here, too. And your macaroni stuff. Okay. Getchy, getchy, yeah, yeah, gaga. Getchy, getchy, yeah, yeah, yeah. Mocha's chocolate, yeah, yeah. Your lady, mama, love. Whoever could share the what? So what? Whoever could share the what? I don't even know what they're saying. I'm just imitating it because I've heard it. Okay. Making some cappuccino for my hubby. A new song for Dee Dee. Uh-huh. It got in my head. I had to start singing it, right? That's how I roll. Mm-hmm. Ouch, it's hot. Hot, hot. Just a little. That's not nice. I know. I'm getting tired too.
I'm not.
You're not?
No, I just woke up.
That's true. You were sleeping in there.
I passed the shit outside.
Yes, you did. I knew it was quiet. Say what?
I told you
Yep. Yes, you did. I have that effect on people, honey. What happened to that hazelnut? There it is. Creamer. I'm gonna try some of the cappuccino. My husband likes things mixed. He mixes some odd stuff together sometimes. So what's the latest of what's going on online, y'all? On the drama channels. What's happening on Go Lightly's channel and whoever's channel, I guess. What's the scoop? Ouch. That is not. That does not even taste like cappuccino. She's a brick house. I don't know the rest of it. You're very behind, Red Ruby. Sorry. I'm sure I'm probably behind too. Or maybe I'm ahead. I don't know. I know, Vicky, right? I know about throwing out my hip lately. Been doing that quite a bit, and my back. Very careful. You are for what?
I figure I'll take it at night.
That's fine. I have my phone at night anyway, so it's fine. Well, I had heard something about M's Coffee Club or whatever, Coffee Convo or whatever it's called, that she has cancer or something because she has to wear a wig. They didn't out and out, at least not from what I heard, say cancer. Fever night, fever night, fever. They know how to do it. Fever night, fever night, fever. We know how to show it. I remember that song. More good old days. Yep. Miss Marlowe's talk tonight on Chris Watts. Ooh, investigative discovery? Sandra, what are they saying about Chris Watts? Are they finally giving his psych evaluation? I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for this. Yes, I remember Andy Gibb. Hang on. I hear a kitty. I hear a kitty. I don't know which one. Okay. Perfect timing. I can feed you while Carly's outside. We only have a couple more cans of food, dude, man. We just got 2 more cans. What then? What to do? What to do? No, hang on. I'm getting it. Let me get it chopped up for you, because you will not eat it all if I don't chop it. Then you'll waste it. I don't care about freaking NK's car. I care about what was in the man's brain cells to possess him to do what he did. That's all I care about with that. I'm tired of hearing about NK this and NK that. Nobody's going to subpoena her back into court to question her and get to the bottom of it. So what's the point of even talking about NK? She just basically, she like the scapegoat. They sent her in the wilderness and say, go ahead, go disguise yourself. I'm not going to call you to task on anything. You're home free, Chica. Because dude man covered for you. Ridiculous. I don't agree with it. I think they should have nailed her while they had her. A documentary they did on him. I'll have to check it out. That's on tonight. I'll definitely go and see it because I want to know about that. I don't know Guitar Man. I've heard it. I don't know how to sing it. Do you guys remember a song called Hey, 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 beautiful Sunday. This is my beautiful day. When you say, 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 say that you love me. Oh, my, it's a beautiful day. Oh, wow, Vicky. Yipes. Yeah, it's probably way, way, way long time ago. I don't know how old you are, Mommy Mars, but it might be a long time ago before your time. Aw, thanks, Mommy Mars. I love to sing. Every night I lie in bed, doesn't something's fill my head? A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong. Say that you'll bring me along to the world we see, to the world we close our eyes to see. We close our eyes to see. Every night I lie in bed, I can't think of the word. Dozen visions fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. Million dreams for the world we're gonna make. I love that song. I like musicals anyway. I actually met somebody recently that hates musicals. Made me wonder. Anybody that hates musicals, I don't get it. I mean, I get it, like, as far as people that don't think you should break into song over every little thing. I understand that, but to me, musicals tell a story, like an emotional story, so I love them, but that's just me. Thank you, Generation X. I appreciate that. Oh, Ruby. That's all right, Ruby. I still like you. The hills are alive with the sound of music. 76 trombones lead the big parade. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I remember Music Man. Yep. Okay, Vicky. Thanks for stopping in. Good night. Have a good weekend, Vicky. God bless. Be safe. Don't let the trolls, haters, and doxers get you down. I'm not going to. I'll come out of it. Give me some songs for fun from Funny Girl. I don't remember songs from that. Little Ronnie Howard. Oh, the Music Man. Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's okay, Red Ruby. That's all right. To each his own, right? It's all good. I will just enjoy my musical songs. People, people who need people are the luckiest people in the world. I don't know the rest of the song. I just remember Barbara Streisand sang that song so nice. Oh, that's okay, Kim. I gotcha. Some songs are easier to sing than others too, and that's kind of a tricky song because she kind of goes all over in that song on different keys and tunes and chords and whatever and melodies. So yeah, but yeah, oh yeah, I remember that song. Don't rain on my parade. Dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 bread and butter. Da 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 rain on my parade. I don't know Blue Spanish Eyes. Never heard that song. Yeah, I remember it from watching Glee. I don't remember the words to it, but I remember that part about "Don't Rain on My Parade." My mom used to sing all that stuff. She loved those songs. I grew up listening to my mom sing and my dad sing and my stepdad sing. So I'm from a very musical family. I was surrounded by music. And then when we started getting older, we sang in the folk group of the Catholic Church, and my cousins and I sang. I miss that. I miss being in a family that sang all the time, constantly. We would sing a lot of songs from the Catholic Mass. Oh, gotcha. Could you be wrong? And it was just so much fun. And then I decided when I went to visit my cousins in San Diego when they moved, that I would learn how to play guitar. And like within about an hour, I pretty much, with my cousins' help, taught myself guitar. Carol sings, Amber sings, Randy and Anna sing, but they don't really sing like in public unless they're just goofing around with a radio song. But yes, they all pretty much can sing. It's a matter of do they sing and do they want to sing. I try to get Amber to sing with me. She's very stubborn anymore. She doesn't want to do it anymore. When she was little, she would sing with me all the time, but not so much now. Carol will though. Carol has. There's actually videos of us singing, but I may have taken them down to edit them and then forgot to put them back up again. I'll have to take a look and check. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna stay on here till about 10:45, and then I'm signing on off because my eyes are ready to close and I'm tired. So put on my honest guys meditation and zonk out. Yes, Carol does have a beautiful voice. Carol's got a very much higher voice than I do. Aw, that's cool, Sandra. Although, and I'm not saying it's bad to be a nurse, but it's too bad that she didn't get to be in the opera if that's what she wanted to do. I do know one thing. It seems like if you don't use it, you really do lose it. Like not just your voice, but even your dancing skills and stuff. Oh, thank you. Could you be wrong? Um, you just if you don't sing, you lose the vocal capacity, I guess. I don't know what to say, but you need to keep your pipes tuned, as they say, or you lose them. You can't reach those notes. You can't glide into songs as easy and stuff. So you don't want to like stop suddenly singing for like a long period of time or playing instruments because it totally kills your whole ability to do everything. Did you eat all your food? You left a little bit behind, but I guess that's good enough. Man, I'm so tired. I'm gonna have me another bite of Reese's peanut butter. Peanut butter. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, gotcha, Sandra. Hmm. Anyway, a little bit less than 45 minutes, or I mean 10 minutes, and then I'll sign off here. So does anybody want to ask me any questions about anything you've heard or stuff you want to talk about? We got 5 minutes before Dee Dee shuts down. Aw. Oh, good, Mommy Mars. I'm glad. I'm very glad I was able to save you from a breakdown. Definitely. I know. I understand. My swing is like that for me. My swing or my car. If I get stressed out to the point where I just can't handle life at the moment, I go out to my swing, sit with my kitty cat up there, pet him or her, and then just swing back and forth and comfort myself, I guess. Or I go into my car and just cry out to God and tell him, I need you to intervene. I need you to do something. I can't handle this. I do that a lot. So more I used to do it more often than I do. And I need to cry out to God more often. I need to read his word more often. I need to get that relationship back to where it was. We love my swing. So do I, Mommy Mars. Yeah, we all have those moments. That's true. 4 minutes. What say you? I feel like Oprah Winfrey. She used to say, was it say what? Um, no, what did she say? What did Oprah used to say? Um, was it you say? She like put a microphone in front of people and say what, or you say, or something like that. Aw, thank you. Could you be wrong? I certainly try to. I guess maybe that's why certain people want to emulate me and copy me. They're envious. The sad thing is they don't have the character to go with the good heart. You have to have both. You can't just have a good heart and helping people and then treat them like garbage in the next moment. It doesn't work that way because people won't stick with you if you do that. Balance, all things in balance. Anyhow, so yeah, my new focus will be on YouTube stuff going on instead of like on other things that I was focused on before. Not that I won't be talking about like psychology and stuff like that, but I'm going to be mostly looking around at who's talking against who, what's going on, what spars are going on, or spats or whatever. We'll talk about that, and I'll give my opinion on that. Because it's just fun to do that sometimes. I mean, everybody's different, everybody's an individual, and we all have our opinions and values and hopes and dreams. But, oh, thank you, could you be wrong? That'll keep me out of trouble if I don't talk about stuff going on in my life. Like with Matthew and I, yes, that's fine. But other stuff that's just like more personal or whatever, financial, I'm not going to talk about that. So that is that. I'm getting edgy and antsy because I'm tired. My eyes are wanting to shut. My legs are like, walk your butt over to the bed and put your feet up and go to sleep. So I think that's probably where I'm going to be heading very soon. I'm going to walk y'all over here. Walk y'all into the living room because Matthew wants to use the computer. So I don't want to forget to bring it in here to him. Hi, honey. What you watching? Sure. Oh. What do I need this for?
So you can phone this guy.
I got my phone.
Okay, it would come in better and sound better
Oh.
than that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go rest. I am. So I'm going to set this down so my hubby can use it. Love all of y'all. Yep, even got some singing. Like I said, one of these days I'm going to set up my keyboard I'm just gonna sing and take like requests and stuff like that. We'll do a sing along type thing. I think y'all might enjoy that. We'll try. Maybe tomorrow, maybe someday. I don't know. I can't guarantee you. Oh, you're welcome, Lindsay. Thanks for coming in. God bless. We'll see you next time. Good night.